Yo, what up, Twitch? We're back. We are playing some cartographers today. Um, so this is gonna be a continuation of the cartographers challenge that I was doing, solo. And yeah, we're just doing all the map packs with the base game, and then we're gonna run through them with the heroes expansion. Um, so today we're gonna be playing Hornhelm Wasteland Market. Yeah, I'm gonna read through this in a minute. I'm still getting set up here. All right, so Hornhelm Wasteland Market. So this is map pack number 6. Yep. So this map pack can be played with either cartographers, a role player tarot, or cartographers heroes. They give you 150 map sheets because it's double sided. So we have this market where we can buy items and things, and then it comes with some cards as well. Changes the setup, so each player takes a map sheet H and a market sheet M. Shuffle the 6 merchant cards together down to form the merchant deck. Then place this deck in the play area face down. Each player begins the game with 1 coin. Okay, so that's already filled in on our paper. And we have some Wasteland Market cards here. Stream seems laggy today. I'm not sure why. But anyway, so yeah, we'll take a look at some of these. So we have Persham. So actually, let's just keep reading. Okay, so merchant cards. The way these merchant cards are going to work is at the start of summer, fall, and winter. So we have no merchant in spring. So summer, fall, and winter, reveal the top card of the merchant deck. Note which 3 market stalls are open as shown on the revealed card. So for example, um, with Persham, we'd be able to buy these 3 on our paper. So we'd be looking at it like this. So these 3 center column, we would be able to purchase one of those. So we have a machete for 1 coin, and then we have the compass for 1 coin, the ink bottle for 2 coins, and then they all give you different abilities that you'll have access to throughout the rest of the game. Now, the machete is when you draw for a shape, you may destroy 1 space within that shape to gain a journal point. So the journal points are down here, and what that's going to do is give you some more reputation stars. So basically just more points to go after. It does cap out at 55, which is crazy. That seems like a lot of points. So we will flip one of these cards at fall, or summer, fall, and winter. Okay, and then they all have obviously different availability. So this would be the full right side with the coin pouch, the bedroll, the spiked boots. Grep would give you the bottom 3, so spyglass, ink bottle, and spiked boots. And you can only purchase 1. So then we have Les Shuck, where we can do the full left column. Canoe cart, bestiary, which is a really good one. So that is when you draw any shape adjacent to at least 1 monster space, gain a journal point. And then we have a spyglass down here. That is when you draw a shape surrounded by empty spaces or the edge of the map, gain a journal point. Aragrun. Okay, I think this is the last guy. No, there's another one. Aragrun is just the middle row. So bestiary, compass, and bedroll. And then we have Burtrop. So he's going to be the top row, allowing us to buy canoe cart, machete, and coin pouch. All right, so that's how the merchant cards work. And let's see, what else do we have? Item purchases. So each player may only purchase each item once. To purchase an item, spend coins equal to its cost. So the cost to purchase the spyglass would be 1 coin, and then, for example, the ink bottle is 2 coins, and so on. Okay, so spend coins equal to its cost as shown on the market sheet, then fill in the items box on the market sheet to mark it as purchased. So we would just mark this off saying that we have that, and then we'll pay attention to our purchased item for the rest of the game. Yeah, so to spend a coin, draw a slash through it. Players do not earn reputation stars for spent coins at the end of each season. All right, then we have item effects. All items have ongoing effects that grant journal points when a player gains a journal point from an item effect. They fill in the leftmost empty space of the journal track on the market sheet. If a player fills in all spaces on their journal track, they ignore any additional journal points. So the journal points, like I said, are just going to be extra points towards the end of the game. Now, it does cap out at 55. And then there are spaces in between. So, like, let's say we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 journal points. We still only get 5 points because we didn't hit that 12 mark. So, something to think about. And then in solo mode, okay, I'm glad I read this because it says in solo mode, subtract an additional 10 reputation stars from your total score before you find your rating. So, normally we're just subtracting the points on the scoring cards like this. 22, we'll just subtract an extra 10 for this game. All right, so these are going to be the scoring cards for the game. I am just going to mix them up and put them down. All right, so for the game we have... Oh, this is in the way a bit. I'll just move this up. And where am I going to put the merchant cards? I guess we'll put the merchant cards like right here. And we are going to play with the skills deck. So let me shuffle that. Skill cards are just cards that'll add to your... you'll spend coins to use them. Here, I'll go through some of them real quick so we can kind of see what they do. So we have... This is both... there was 2 skill expansions, and we have both in here, so it's a lot of cards. We're only going to see 3 of these in a game. So we have Manipulate. This costs 1 coin. This says during the draw phase, if an ambush card is not revealed, break the chosen shape into 2 separate shapes. Alright, then we have Subvert. So during the draw phase, draw 1x1 square instead of one of the available shapes and fill it with any non-mountain terrain type. Okay, so that's just an example of the skill cards. So we are going to shuffle these and put 3 out for this game. And yeah, if you've never played Cartographers, feel free to ask, like, what's going on. But I'm a seasoned Cartographers player, so I'm just going to be rolling and writing here. Alright, these are shuffled. Let's flip 3. And I do like to look at these before we start. So we have Intimidate. We have Search. Okay, I like to put them in order of cost. And I don't think it really matters, but we have Search, Intimidate, and Sleight of Hand. Alright, 3 interesting ones. So for Search, it says during the draw phase, draw an additional 1x1 square adjacent to the drawn shape, fill it with the same terrain type. Alright, that comes in really handy for this scoring card called Wild Holds. So if we get like a size 5 shape of houses, obviously for wild holds we want. I wonder why is it? It looks like something is lagging, and maybe it's my computer. Maybe it's OBS. Maybe it's my phone. Could be a lot of things. Hopefully it's not laggy on your end, but I wouldn't know. So yeah, so search is going to come in handy with that wild hold scoring card. Seems to be okay to me. Thank you, Hopeless Diplodocus. For me, it's like just looks really laggy. Like me moving around and stuff, I can kind of see myself like shaking and freezing and pausing. Um, but no, that's good to hear. How you doing today? We're playing Cartographers. You ever play Cartographers? This is a roll and write, and we're using yeah, I'm doing good. Good, can't complain. Got a lot of things um, going on. You know, working on fixing my boat. So we actually got it running last weekend. Still a couple of things to do. I ordered some new steering stuff like that. But yeah, and still trying to stream board games. I also play World of Warcraft with my cousins, so pretty busy along with like work and all that. So just a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, Cartographers is a roll and write game, so it's really simple. I was just going over the rules. I don't know if you caught any of it, but you could see the mat here. So this is the whole game pretty much. We are playing with an expansion, so I will explain that. But we have these cards here. If you're new, I mean, just don't really pay attention to these cards. These are skill cards. That's a second expansion that I'm using. I just find it helpful to boost your score and whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna give a brief explanation just for you because you've never played Cartographer. So this is a roll and write. You're gonna have the scoring cards out. So we have 4 scoring cards, and then there is 4 seasons. So it's like 4 rounds, if that makes sense. The first round is spring, and it shows you on the spring card that spring is 8 time long. There's a big glare too, so I'm gonna move this light real quick. Okay. And then I might actually turn it down. Yeah, it looks like a crazy glare. Okay, hopefully that's better. Seems better. But yeah, so we have spring, and this little number up here means that you have 8 time until spring is over. And when spring is over, you're going to score A and B. So A, we have Mages Valley. B, we have Stoneside Forest. And the time up here refers to as you flip cards, you will draw this shape and you will choose between drawing forest or village. So there's still a bit of a glare. Okay, so we got the okay, now it's really dark. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so Treetop Village would be like an example for the first card that you draw. Now, I keep saying draw, but I haven't even shown the map yet. So this is where you're going to be drawing. You get a sheet of paper like this, and you can play with. I mean, you can play with up to like 100 people in this game. You just start handing out sheets of paper. This is an expansion that we're playing, so it's going to be a little confusing with the market cards. So these are things that I'll be able to buy throughout the game to help score extra points. But we'll go back to the paper here, and it's gonna be like, or the mat, and it's gonna be real easy to understand like once you see what I mean. So we'll start flipping cards like this, and this card has a 2 on it, so when we get to 8 total time, then spring is over. We score A and B. And then we move to summer, and we score B and C. Then we move to fall, we score C and D. And then we move to winter, and we score D, and then we score A one more time in winter. So you're scoring each scoring card twice. So yeah, I mean, that's best I can do for right now. I think it's going to be a lot easier to understand once I start playing. I mean, at least for me it would be. That's how I learn. So we got this Explore deck here. And we have some monster cards too. So in a multiplayer game, you add 1 monster card per season. And you would pass your paper in the direction of this arrow here. So if I was playing with like 3 or 4 people, I would pass my paper to my right, and I guess so would everyone else. And then all the monsters have like different directional arrows, different shapes, and then they would draw that monster on your paper and then give it back to you. And what the monsters do is it's -1 for each empty space adjacent to a monster. I don't know. I could just be rambling crazy bullshit here, but that's how kind of how it goes. In solo, it's a little different. You draw it in the first available space that you can, starting in a corner. So we're just gonna add 1 monster to the deck right now, and then shuffle the Explore deck. And yeah, this is Map Pack 6. So I am playing through all the map packs. We're doing like sort of a challenge situation where we'll use the base game. This is the base game, and we're gonna go through all our. This is the final map pack. So after this, I'll do the expansion, which is Heroes, where you can have heroes. They destroy like some of the monsters. It gets pretty crazy. But anyway, so we're gonna start now. So we're gonna flip our first Explore card of the game, and we'll go from there. So you've got to be kidding me. Okay, so the first card, if it's a monster in solo, we'll take this card and put it here so it's easier for you to understand. So we have Bugbear Assault. Now we have to draw this starting in this corner that's colored in on the monster card. So we're starting over in this corner. We'll give ourselves a name. Okay. And then we're going to start in this corner. And then if you can draw it in that first space, if you can draw this shape in this space without flipping it or rotating it, then that's where it goes. Now, if we had already drawn something here, then we would work this is clockwise around our board until we could draw it. So then we would go down, and maybe we'd be able to draw it here. But yeah, first one's a monster. I don't know if that's good or bad, but we'll see. So since we can draw this shape right here, that's exactly what we do. We just go like this. All right, and we draw the monster there. So now it's going to be -1 at the end of the season if we don't surround these spaces around the monster. So right now this would be -1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Okay. We'll go back to this screen here. And we're going to flip another Explore card. Now, the monster cards don't add time, so we're still at 0 out of 8 for spring. Sorry, I need to move this up so we can kind of see it. All right, then we got marshlands here. Okay, so we can draw trees or water, and this is 2 time. And we have to draw this shape here unless we use a skill card. And then I should probably go over like what's going to score what. So you can draw trees or you can draw water here. Now, both of those are going to score this season because we're scoring A and B in spring. So which one is going to get me the most points is what I'm trying to figure out here. So let's see, trees, it says 3 stars for each mountain space connected to another mountain space by a cluster of forest spaces. So in the example here on the scoring card, they show that you have a cluster of forest spaces, so all one big forest space here, and this mountain is connected to this mountain, so both of these mountains are connected, getting 6 points total. Yeah, I mean, I could see that could be better than drawing water, so we might draw water or trees. I mean, we have to draw water or trees, but which one's better? I'll read Mage's Valley. So for Mage's Valley, you're going to get 2 reputation stars for each water space adjacent to a mountain and 1 for each farm adjacent to a mountain. So since we can probably connect some mountains here by trees, I think I will draw trees. And I want to connect some mountain spaces. But I also want to start getting rid of some of those monster spaces. So yeah, I just want to fill in this monster space here, but we won't be connecting any mountains. But yeah, let's just do this. Get rid of all those -1s from the monster that we got. Okay, so as you can see, we're drawing this shape. We are flipping it though. You are allowed to flip, like draw these however you want. You just have to pick one of these two. So we're doing trees. So I'll just draw my best trees in here. And that's that. Okay, so that's 2 out of 8. And we're going to flip another monster card or another explore card. There is only one monster in the explore deck, so it's kind of crazy that we got it first card. But here we have another 2 time for Hinterland Stream. So this is farm and water. So we have to draw farm or water, and then we have to draw in this big L shape here. Now, farm and water, we have Mage's Valley. So it's going to be 2 points for each water next to a mountain, 1 point for each farm next to a mountain. All right, let's bring this down. And how do I want to do this? I definitely want to go with water, simply because it's going to be 2 points instead of the 1 for farms. That makes sense to me. And we want to try to get, adjacent to some mountain spaces. I am looking at the broken road, though, so the scoring card D, since we've started up in this corner, that kind of hurts. But maybe we can... See, there's just nothing down here. That really sucks. I guess I won't really worry about it for this game. I think we're still going to do pretty well. All right, so if I were to draw this as water, right here, so that's the shape. We chose water. Now we got next to 2 mountains, so we know that's 4 points. I probably could have done something a little different, but hindsight is 2020. So let's see, what do we got next? We're halfway through spring already. Let's flip another explore card. And we have homestead. Okay. This is probably where I'll use a skill card. So we're going to use a skill card here that's, it's called search. Yeah, it's this one right here. It says, during the draw phase, draw an additional 1x1 square adjacent to the drawn shape. Fill it with the same. Actually, we should hold on to that. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold on to that for later. There's a good chance we get like a size 5 house. But I think I am going to choose houses here. And I'm going to start in that bottom left corner on my paper so that I can start getting points for this scoring card. So this scoring card is C. We'll be scoring that next season. And it says for each cluster of houses that's 6 or bigger, you get 8 points, which is nice. So this will be 5 spaces, and then we can just add 1 to it for the 8 points. So we're going to draw houses, and I think I'm going to put them down in this corner for the broken road. We're still at -1 right now on monsters. Is this making any sense to you at all? If you're still there. Uh-oh. Holy shit. This pencil sharpener is wild. Yeah, it's fun. Is that an electric sharpener? Yeah, that was an electric sharpener. I like using the this one. But cuz look at how crazy sharp that one is. Like this is just going to break. So yeah, actually, I have a card shuffler here too, like big 6-deck card shuffler, you know, for shuffling my Wingspan cards. I mean, it's like 10 decks of cards. Like, I'm not gonna shuffle that, but I mean, so you want the homestead away from the monster? Yeah. So, are you asking why? Because it does. I don't need it away from the monster, but my thought process is, this is the D scoring card. So the D scoring card is Broken Road. And with the Broken Road, it says earn 3 stars, so 3 points, for each complete diagonal line of filled spaces that touches the left and bottom edges of the map. So if you draw 1 square here, you get 3 points. If you draw here and here, you get 6. If you go 1, 2, 3, you get 9, and so on, all the way up to 33, because you can fill up to A11. So I would have liked to start in this. Yeah, I would have liked to start down here, but that monster kind of blew us up in round 1. But it's okay, we're not scoring the Broken Road yet. And then the C scoring card is also, we want houses that are 6 or bigger. So we're going to get a size 4 house here, which is nice. And we're going to draw it like this. Okay. So that's homestead. And is that 6? That puts us on 6 out of 8. So there's a good chance that there's only 1 scoring card or explore card left to flip. Which is a bit of a shame, because I was hoping to at least connect some mountain spaces by forest. And if you look at our paper, we are very close to connecting this mountain space to this mountain space. So if we can get like 1 more forest card, then I'll be happy. But that's probably not going to be the case. So we'll flip the next one, see what we have. Okay, Great River. But it's nice that it's only one time because then there's a chance for another explore card. So we have Great River. Now, this is one of the coin option cards. So you can draw the smaller shape and you get a coin, or you can draw the bigger shape and you don't get a coin, but you have to draw water. So I'll bring this down, and I think we are going to take the coin here. I don't know. I was just going to do the coin right here to fill in all around the monster so we don't get the -1. I mean, it's effectively 2, 3, 4 points, right? Positive. Because we'd be getting rid of that -1. We're getting a coin, that's 2. I mean, it's even more points. Yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to do the smaller shape here. We're going to turn it sideways and get a coin. So we're just drawing water like this. Yeah, Cartographers is fun. They have like BG challenges on BGG every month that I put mine in every time. It's like pretty cool. You can win stuff, like you can win this player mat. Yeah, it's great. And they use a different map pack every time. It's really fun. And you don't need to own the game really to play. You can print this paper out and play and enter your scores. It's fun. So we draw that smaller shape. We get a coin. We'll fill in a coin here like this. And now we have 2 total coins. Okay, so we're at 7 of the 8 time. Counting the explore cards right now. Why is there such a big glare there? Is there like a huge glare? Can you even see this? For me, I can't. You can see them. Okay. I mean, I turned the light all the way down. There's a tiny glare. Okay. I mean, the glare looks huge on my screen. Anyway. Okay, so we'll count the time. This is where we do like a phase check to see if we're at that 8 time yet. So we're at 2, 4, 6, 7. So we get to flip another explore card. Okay, and that puts us at 9. So we go over the 8, which is fine. And we have orchard, so we do get the trees. Now, can we fit that in? Yes. So we are going to get the 6 points that I wanted. And we are going to get another coin here. So what I mean is we finally got the orchard that we want for connecting mountain spaces by trees. So this isn't quite connected because in this game, only orthogonally adjacent matters. And if you look at this small little thing down here on the paper, it shows that if you cover a mountain space on all 4 sides, you get a coin. So we're going to do exactly that. We'll draw a forest in this shape. So it's going to be like this. And we're going to try to bring that down so that we could potentially connect more forest spaces to mountains. Okay, so we turned this shape around a little bit. We drew it like this, basically, right here. Now, this is all one big forest cluster. And we covered a mountain on all 4 sides. So that means we get this coin. So we'll color this in to see that we got it, and then we'll color in a coin down here for our score. Okay? And that's the end of the spring season because we are at the 8th time. So what we'll do is change this over. Well, let's score it first. I'm trying to figure out what would be like the easiest way to explain this. Yeah, let's just score it first. So looking at our paper, we score A and B. So we have A here, Mages Valley, and then B here. So let's score Mages Valley first. Mages Valley says earn 2 points for each water space adjacent to a mountain space, and also earn 1 point for each farm space adjacent to a mountain space. We don't have any farm spaces, so we're going to do water next to mountain is 2. So if we look at water, we have water here next to mountain, that's 2. 4, 6 points. So we write down 6 for A. Okay? And then for B, it's going to be Stoneside Forest. So we have earn 3 reputation stars. Reputation stars are just points. I wish they would have just wrote points. Earn 3 points for each mountain space connected to another mountain space by a cluster of forest spaces. So we have a mountain space here connected to a mountain space here by a cluster of forest spaces. So each mountain space is 3. So we get 6 points for B as well. And then the next 2 things we score for the first season are coins. We have 1, 2, 3 coins. We started with 1 coin, so 3 coins. And then the next thing we score is we subtract 1 point for each monster, each empty space adjacent to a monster. So we have no empty spaces adjacent to our monsters. So we get 0, which is a good thing actually. And then we get we add this all up in total and we put our score for spring. So this is 15, I think. 12, 13, 14, 15 points for spring. And then as you can see, we have a little merchant symbol here. So that's where we flip our first merchant card. This is part of the expansion. If this is confusing, just ignore it. But I'll do my best to explain it. So we're going to change the scoring cards over, or change the season cards over to summer. So we're in summer now. We're going to be working on B and C. Now, B and C is the forest one again. So we want forest connected to more mountains. And C is each cluster of village spaces that is 6 or bigger will get us 8 points. Now, for the merchant card, we're going to flip 1. And what this means is that we're able to purchase one of the middle rows on this paper here. Okay, so we have Aragon. Is that Aragron? I don't know what that is. I don't know what kind of name that is. It looks like Santa, like a angry dwarf Santa. So we have Aragron here. It's showing which 3 you can purchase. Bestiary is really good. So that is when you draw any shape adjacent to at least 1 monster space, gain a journal point. And then you have Compass. I don't like Compass. It says you may ignore a Temple Ruins card restrictions at least at season's end if you have at least 2 or 4 unfilled ruin spaces, gain 1 or 2 journal points. I don't like that. Bedroll is the last option. So when you draw a house shape adjacent to at least 1 house space, gain 1 journal point. Bedroll's cheaper. We're definitely going to be drawing house spaces next to house spaces. But I got to take Bestiary. I feel like Bestiary is so good. This could be a huge mistake, though. Maybe we should just be cheap. There is a chance that we could get to buy one of these again, but the only 2 I care about are Bedroll and Bestiary, and you can only buy 1. So how confident are we that more monsters are going to come out? I mean, Bestiary is better for like the end of the game, I think. I'm going to go with Bedroll. So you can see Bedroll costs a coin. So we're going to draw a slash through our first coin there. And that means that we spent a coin. So then we color in Bedroll. And now we'll keep that in mind that we have the Bedroll. I'll just color it. I don't know if that will help at all. But we have Bedroll. All right. And this is really only part of the expansion, so if this is confusing, just ignore it. But what we do is anytime you get a monster card, you discard it. If you drew it, you add a new monster card into the explore deck, and then you shuffle the whole explore deck. So we'll shuffle this up. Make sure this is shuffled good. And we're going to start flipping explore cards for summer. So summer is also 8 time long. The only 2 short seasons are fall and winter. So it goes 8, 8, 7, 6. All right, so we're back to the drawing board here. We're going to flip an explore card. All right, now this is the first outpost ruins that we've gotten. So what this means is that we will have to draw the next shape on an outpost ruins on our paper. So let's flip another explore card. And we have fishing village here. So I'll bring both of these down as a reminder that we have to draw the fishing village, whether we choose house or water, adjacent or on top of a ruin space. Now the ruin spaces are obvious on here. They look like this. Now if you don't have ruin spaces left, like you can see we covered this one up, you draw a 1x1 shape of any terrain anywhere on your map. Everything except mountain. So we're going to draw fishing village. We're going to draw houses because we got the bedroll. That's huge. So we've got to put this on a ruin space. I can't forget. What do I want to do here with this? I could probably... So I could just do this. See, I'm never going to get something that's going to go in here then. Unless we get this exact same card. So I'm sort of thinking maybe we could just do this. Okay. So we drew that shape exactly how it is. We're picking houses. Okay. And we drew it on top of a temple. Right there. So don't forget, we also bought the bedroll. And what the bedroll says is when you draw a house shape adjacent to at least one house space, we drew a house shape adjacent to a house space, we gain a journal point. So we're going to get a journal point. We'll color this in for our journal point, and then we're done. Okay, we're at 2 time. The Temple Ruins cards do not add time, so we're going to flip another card. So now we're at 4 time. And this is what I'm talking about here. This is what I want. More village spaces, wild holds. Every cluster of village spaces that's 6 or bigger is going to get you 8 points. And that's way better than connecting a farm to or connecting a tree to a mountain space for the 6. You're actually only getting +3 at this point for the trees. So we're going to do Treetop Village. We're going to draw houses, and we're going to use the free skill card called Search. Now, this is free because it says 0, and it says during the draw phase, draw an additional 1x1 square adjacent to the drawn shape, and then it says fill it with the same terrain type. So since we're drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can draw an extra one to make it 6, and then we get 8 points. Boom. All right, where do I put this? So we don't want to connect it to this cluster, obviously, because then we have just one big cluster. So we want to make a separate cluster. And I'll write that we're using search here. So we know we used a skill card because you can only use one per season. So I think we can get another coin here by going like this. So we're drawing this shape. Like so. Wait, is that right? Yeah, so you can, I mean, there is an app like on this game, and I remember like if you just touch this square, it allows you to draw like however you want. So I think this is legal as long as it's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So then we're gonna draw houses. And then don't forget we're using search. So we get to draw an additional 1x1 shape here adjacent to the drawn shape, fill it with the same terrain type. So we'll draw another house there. And then we've just surrounded another mountain, so we get a coin. All right, that puts us at 3 coins again, which is enough to purchase stuff during market phase, and that's good. We didn't draw a house shape adjacent. Wait, we did technically, right, with bedroll. When we used search, we drew a house adjacent to another house, right? So then we get another journal point. Good catch. I like it. Okay, 4 time. 4 time out of 8. Let's flip another explore card. All right, that puts us on 5. This is the Forgotten Forest, so we have to draw this shape or this shape, and it has to be forest. Now we can draw that smaller shape and get a coin. Try to connect some more mountain spaces. The thing I'm most concerned about is filling in this for the following season, fall. When we score C and D, I want to have like almost this entire bottom filled in down here, and I'm drawing like a lot up here. So we could draw the smaller shape for the coin. Seems really good, but then we could also just go like this, and it would be like an extra 3, maybe 6 points. You just want to fill in as much as you can down here, so we're going to do the smaller shape. These are it's way more fun to play with colored pencils, and it's easier to score, I've noticed. All right, so we chose that smaller shape, so we get a coin. All right, that's 5 time. Let's see what's next. 6 time. All right, Great River again. So we are still going to score this water. So I think it makes sense to draw water here. I'm just sort of thinking about the broken road. I mean, that could be a lot of points. I don't know, though, where to put this. We could do something like this, but then we have an empty space there. I don't like empty spaces for the broken road. We want our road to not be broken, right? So if I draw this, 1, 2, 3, we'll get a coin. No points for Mage's Valley, but the coin is good, right? And then, yeah, we can maybe draw something like that later. I don't know. Yeah, let's do this. We're doing the smaller water shape here. We get that coin. And that's that. We're on 6 time. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So this is the last card. What do I do with this? Do we connect another tree? Seeing as it's the very last chance. to connect trees to mountain spaces. I think so. So what I'm going to do is draw like this. Whoops. I'm going to bring the thing down here. Here's the question. So we draw trees like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? To get 3 points now and none later. Or we draw water in that same way to get no points now but 4 later. I think we go with the water. Yeah, we're gonna go with the water. So we're gonna do it in the same spot. Now, it's gonna be 2 water spaces, adjacent to a mountain space. So it'll be 2 4 points later on. We won't score any more from Stoneside Forest. And Stoneside Forest is the one where we had the least amount of time to score it anyway, so I'm happy with that. That's going to be the end of the second season. So we're at 8 out of 8 on summer. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the end of summer. So we score B and C. Let's score B, then C. Okay. B, we know Stoneside Forest. 3 stars for each mountain space connected to another mountain space by a cluster of forest spaces. So we still just have 6. So we get 6 for B. C is for each. It's Tetris, sort of. Yeah, 100%. It's Tetris. Can't argue with that. So 8 reputation stars for each cluster of 6 or more village spaces. So we're looking at village spaces right now, and they need to be 6 or bigger to get the 8 points. So we have 1 cluster here, 1 cluster here. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 2 is 16. So we get 16 points for C. And then we look at our coins. We racked up some coins there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coins. And then we get no points or no minus points for the monsters. So we have 16 and 5 is 21 plus 6 is 27, right? Hopefully. So we scored 27 in summer. And then wait, did I have that backwards? Can't do that. That would mess up the whole game. Okay, so then we move on to fall, in which we only have 7 times to score C and D. Alright, we didn't get any monsters, so what we'll do is add another monster to the deck, and now we know there's 2 in there. I'm glad I didn't get bestiary, but we are going to flip a new merchant card and purchase some stuff from the deck here. I don't know what's going to come up, but I'm looking for something like spiked boots or coin pouch. We did draw a lot of coin shapes. Those are really good. We are 1 point away, or 1 journal point away from getting the bonus 5. The most you can get from journal points is 55. Like, it caps at 55. 55 is wild. Adding 55 to your whole score is crazy. Okay, we can start fall now, but first we have to flip a new merchant card. So, uh, yeah, we'll just do this and flip a new one. Okay, um, so for this one, let's just look down here. We have, how do you say that? Laz Shuck. Yeah, we nailed it. Um, we can buy anything in this left column. So we have Canoe Cart, Bestiary, and Spyglass. So we do have another option here to get Bestiary. And we know there's two monsters in the deck, so I think we are just going to get Bestiary. So color in Bestiary. We'll spend the 2 coins that it costs. So 1, 2. Cross out 2 of our coins. And now we have Bestiary as one of our skills. So I'll just color it in with purple so we know. A nice little reminder there. Okay. Now we're starting the fall season. So for fall, we score C and D, and this is where I was talking about the broken road, and we get the wild holds again. So we're focusing on these two, and we keep in mind that Mage's Valley will be scored next season. So these are the 3 cards that matter. We can essentially just turn this over if you like, but I used to do that. I don't do it anymore, though. So we have marshlands. Okay, trees do not matter anymore, so we're going to draw water here. And we're going to try to get the water next to mountains for Mage's Valley, right? So, let's see. What's going to give us the most points? We're going to try to get 2 sides of this marshland adjacent to some mountains. So we could actually go here to make this 2, 4, 6, 8 for Mage's Valley, and we'll get a coin. Right? The only thing I want to be careful about is closing off this spot here for Broken Road. I know my drawing is pathetic, but it is what it is. Okay, so the reason we did that is Mage's Valley. We don't score forest anymore, so we're not going to draw forest. Let's flip again. So now we're at 4 out of 7. So this is Hinterland's Stream. And again, farms are only 1 point for Mage's Valley. So we want to do water here. And I think I see a good spot for it. So let's look. Now we're going to pick water. And we can do this shape. So I'm sort of thinking we just go here. But I also want to keep in mind the broken road. We are not going to do well with the broken road. I guess we could try to do our best with broken road, but I don't think it's going to be the best score. So we're getting these 2 water spaces here adjacent to another mountain space. And one of these sides, these are filled spaces. These already drawn little empty or filled spaces. I guess they're called wastelands. I don't know. But they do count as filled spaces, so that covers 3 sides of this mountain. I was really hoping for a monster. All right, then we drew Hinterland's Stream. Has nothing to do with either of our journal things, so we're back to the mat here. We are at 4 time out of 7, so let's flip. And this puts us at 5, and we get the Great River. What is with all the water this game? This is insane. I mean, to be fair, it is a lot of points for Mage's Valley. We have 18 right now for Mage's Valley, so I don't think that's bad at all. It's just I would have liked another monster because we bought Bestiary and we haven't been able to use it at all. We can get another 4 points here. I do have to think about this broken road, though. So where am I going to draw this? I could draw that bigger shape. I'm kind of thinking about drawing that bigger shape. Because if you turn it like this, it would kind of fit like right here. And it would go next to two mountain spaces. And sort of work on some of this. Like, I don't know. Yeah, let's do this. All right, that's what we're going with. So there you have the Great River. Drawn again. So this time we chose the bigger shape instead of the coin shape. The coins are good, but we have plenty of coins. Okay, and we're at 5 out of 7, so let's flip another card. All right, this is going to be 6. Farmland. At least we still score farms. We haven't drawn a single farm yet, though, so I'll have to sharpen this pencil. These pencils are like a weird shape, too. I don't know really how I can show that, but they're like a triangle. If you could see that. So they're not like actually round. That's why they don't really sharpen right, and that's why this kind of works. Well, the electric one obviously works better, but it just goes. I mean, it just makes the pen like it just destroys the pencils. Smooth pencils. You like these? Yeah. I mean, I got every color. They are better with cartographers. I actually have the cartographers colored pencils too. That's how big of a loser I am. So we have the official cartographers colored pencils. But yeah, you can win stuff like this by playing on BGG. But yeah, these are the official cartographers colored pencils. Ugh. I don't know. For some reason, I like these because I can erase. I seem to erase a lot in this game. All right, what's next? Farmland. So we drew this card. Now, this puts us on 6 of 7, so it's likely going to be one of our last cards. And, you know, we can draw this coin shape here to get another coin, or we can draw the bigger shape, although looking at my paper, there's no way to draw that bigger shape where we get 2 points because it's 1 point for each farm space next to a mountain. So what we want to do here is probably try to get 2 coins, and yeah, I think we're just going to have to go with 2 coins. I am sort of thinking about saving these mountains for spiked boots, but we're not really doing so hot this game, unfortunately. What I mean by getting 2 coins is we're going to draw this smaller shape so we get a coin, and then we will also surround a mountain space so we'll get 2 coins. So we're going to draw farms like this. Okay, and then we color in 2 of our coins. Cool. Okay, 6 of... Okay, and that's going to be the last card. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Forgotten Forest here. All right, what's going to be the best way to draw this? Where we're going to get the most points for Broken Road. Broken Road is one of my favorite scoring cards. The only thing is I can't... I couldn't really seem to do it this game. For some reason, I drew like up here a lot. And I guess it's because that first monster kind of dictated where I was started. So we can draw this bigger shape. I'm sort of looking at for Broken Road. I'll pull it down here. So again, it's just 3 points. Like in the example here, they're showing, okay, I have a filled in space here, and then I don't have a space, or I have an empty space here and here. So I get 3 points, and then these 3 are filled in, so I get 6, and so on. So as of right now, for the Broken Road, we have 3, 6, 9. And then if I go up here and fill in this one, then I get at least 3, 6, 9, 12, which is good. It's just a really strange... See, I don't want to do the smaller one for some reason. Yeah, I'm not good at Tetris, if you can't tell, but let's see. We could do... I need to get this filled in. So I guess like this is the best. Like 1, 2, and then maybe if we get this card again, we just go 1, 2. Because that is the only shape that's like that. The only card that's like that, I guess. So we're going to draw like this. We are banking up the coins here, though. So we draw the smaller shape getting a coin. So fill it in with forest. And that's the final card, so we'll color in the coin. Put this back. And that's the end of fall. So we're going to score C and D, which is Wild Holds and the Broken Road. So Wild Holds, unfortunately, no village spaces or village explore cards came up that time, so we still just get 16 because it's going to be 8 points for each cluster of village spaces that are 6 or bigger. So we just get 16 because we have 2. Now, Broken Road again, 3, 6, 9, 12 points. And then there's no other ones like up here. No, because there's too many empty spaces. So it was 12. So we get 12 for D. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coins. Pretty good, actually. And no monsters again. So, all right, this is 19. So I think it's 35 total. Hopefully my math is right there. I'm not the best at math, but it's 16 plus 6 plus... Sorry, 16 plus 12 plus 7. I mean, that looks like 28 plus 7. And yeah, it's 35. So we end up with 35 in fall, and we move on to winter. Now, winter is the last season. And it is only 6 time long. So it's the shortest season we have, but we score D and A. So we've had all game to get points for Mage's Valley, which is A. And yeah, I think we did all right with that. Lots of water. This is the final merchant card that we're going to get as well. So see if we want to make a purchase here, or if we don't have to. We have Grepit. Okay, little frog guy. Looks like he just robbed something. He's got like a sack of coins there. All right, and Grepit allows us... Oh, remember when I was saying I want to save spiked boots or save my mountain spaces for spiked boots, and then I filled them in? Like, definitely shouldn't have done that. So we can purchase anything from this bottom row. Spyglass, when you draw a shape surrounded by empty spaces or the edge of the map, gain 1 journal point. Ink bottle is when you draw a shape with at least 5 spaces, gain a journal point. And then spiked boots is when you surround a mountain space, gain 2 points. We are going to buy the spiked boots even though there's only 1 mountain space left. It gives you 2 journal points. I see like we can advance up the journal track. We've done really bad with the journal track this game. So we're going to spend 2 coins here to purchase the spiked boots. We also haven't made the most of our skill cards, but that's okay. So those are our 3 purchases. Now we can't buy anything else. That's it for the merchant cards, but we have some things that will give us journal points from now on. Okay, back to the mat. We're going to add, we didn't get a monster, so we know there's 3 monsters in the deck right now. So the deck is hefty with monsters. They're going to attack. We're going to shuffle the Explore deck. And we could end up getting like 3 monsters just bombarded in winter. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's flip the first Explore card. So we're going to get scored DNA. All right, we have Hamlet. So Wild Holds, we kind of got screwed here by Wild Holds, I'm not going to lie. I was really hoping to get Hamlet a bunch more earlier on so that we could use the Search skill card to add 1 to this shape to make it 6 and get 8 more points. But we got hosed. So what we want to do now is probably... Let me bring this down so we can show what we're doing. Okay, so we're drawing Hamlet. We have these 2 options. So one of them gives us a coin. And remember, we have spiked boots, bedroll, and bestiary. Now, bestiary, we get a journal point for drawing next to a monster, but monsters just simply haven't come up this game. So let's think about getting... There is a way to get 3 journal points here, and I think I am going to do that. Yeah, so we're going to draw the bigger shape like this. We're going to use a Search skill card, which is free, to draw an additional space. So we get bedroll once. Because we drew houses next to houses, we got bedroll there. We're using Search right now to draw an extra house next to another house, which gives us bedroll again. And then we surrounded a mountain space. So then we activate our spiked boots, getting 2 journal points. Are you seeing these combinations? They're crazy. And we'll write down that we use Search here. So we can't use any more skill cards for winter. That was big plays. Big plays. All right, we're flipping another Explore card. Here come all the village ones. Like, what's up? Why can't we get these village cards when we have Wild Holds so we could just do the 8 points? I mean, 8 points for anything in this game is huge. All right, I have to keep in mind here that we're still scoring Mage's Valley and the Broken Road. So I'm going to take Fishing Village down here. We're going to draw village spaces again because we have our bedroll. So we're drawing village spaces next to more village spaces. So we get another... We drew a village space next to another village space, so we get 1 journal point there. Unfortunately, there's no more points to gain from spiked boots, but that's okay. Hopefully we get some bestiary points. We are already halfway through winter with 3 out of 6. So we can flip another one. Damn, no monster cards. This is wild. All right, marshlands. So we've already surrounded all of our mountains. So really, the only thing we can kind of focus on here is actually, where can we even draw this? Let's bring this down. So really, the only space I see where we're able to draw this is like over here, right? So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. That's the only spot, the only legal spot I see. So we kind of have to do that, right? That's unfortunate. Damn, we really just got unlucky this game. Let's go with forest because I'm tired of drawing water. So we'll draw some trees in there. Okay. I can't believe we haven't gotten a monster. There's 3 in the deck. Come on, we need these monsters. All right, that's the end of the game. 2, 4, 6, 7. And we get Treetop Village. Of course. Do we just use Intimidate or Sleight of Hand? Oh, we can't use any skill cards. We already use our skill cards. Wow, we got so... Yeah, destroying any non-mountain space on your map sheet doesn't help anyway. Yikes. This is going to be a rough game. I'm not going to lie. Probably one of my worst scores. But that's all right. Let's draw this final shape. And we're going to do this so that we at least get one more from bedroll. The thing is we need 2. It's just it didn't really come through for us. We got really unlucky. So we're drawing Treetop Village here. We're making it village spaces. Okay. And that's a wrap. 2, 4, 6, 7. So we are done with winter. We scored D and A right now. I can't believe... Where are the monsters? They have to be in here. Oh, we're still playing with this? Yeah, that's fine. 1, 2. Wait, should there not have been another one? Where did I miss one? Did I miss one? Whatever. I must have not put one in. There's Ratman Strike, Kobold Onslaught, and that's all I see. There should also be another... Yeah, there's the Temple Ruin. Damn. Okay. Alright, it is what it is at this point. So I guess we missed putting in a monster at some point. Alright, we're going to score... D and A. So I'll put D here, and then I'll put A here. Did we get our journal point? I don't think it matters, unfortunately. We don't hit that 20 mark, so we're stuck at 12. What a shame. Maybe we should have taken ink bottle, because we drew a lot of size 5 shapes there. Size 5 shapes would have given us 2. I was really banking on the monsters coming out. What can I say? All right, we'll score D right now. So D, you're going to get a point for each diagonal line you can draw from the left to the bottom. So 3, 6, 9, 12. I think that's it. That's so bad. 12. I usually do much better with the Broken Road, I promise. Mage's Valley, 2 points for water next to a mountain, and 1 for farm. So we'll do water first. This mountain has 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23 for that farm. So 23 points for A. And then coins is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Monsters is 0. This is 17 and 23. I think that's just 50. Or is it 40? I think it's 40. It's 40, right? So we get 40 points for winner. And then we add up all of that. So our total is 117 without journal points. So we got 12 journal points. So 117 plus 12 is 129. So our total is 129. And then what we do is subtract. Let me put these back. And we subtract 129 from these little, since we're playing solo. You only do this in solo, I think. So 129 minus these little silver numbers. I know you probably can't see them, but it's 24, 16, 18, and 22. So that is actually pretty easy math there, hopefully. It's 40. It's 80 total. And then we add 10 for Hornhelm since we're using the market. So it's 90. So we have 129. Do this on the calculator here. So we have 129 minus 90 is 39. Is that right? Yeah, 39. So we do get legendary cartographer. Not bad. Anything over 30 is legendary. That's what we're going for in the rule book. So it says when you play solo, after your subtraction, I think it's somewhere in here. This might be, yeah, it's on the back. So yeah, so anything 30 or higher is legendary cartographer. So we got 39 total. So we are legendary cartographers today. Great job there, Hopeless Diplodocus. I knew you could do it. Did you learn the game? Do you think you could play? Do you like the game? Do you like drawing? You like this game? Yeah. Yeah, I like streaming this solo. I love playing this solo. This is like one of my. You think you could give it a go? Yeah, you could try it. There is an app too. They have weekly challenges and everything. There's also you could play on BGA. For some reason, I like drawing the physical thing. I save all of mine. Like, look at all these. These are all the times I've played. You can see I never used to use colored pencils as we go further and further back. And most of them are double-sided, filled out. But yeah, we've played quite a bit of cartographers. We actually ran out of map sheets too. I'm seeing a lot of double-sided ones that aren't filled out, but so that's cartographers. We're gonna continue this map pack challenge, whatever. That's the end of the map pack. So what we're gonna do is switch from the base game cartographers, the role player tale, to what is and what will be Cartographers Heroes. So we actually just flipped this mat over to the hero side. We'll still use skill cards, but all of the scoring cards will actually be different. And the time on the seasons is different too. So it'll go 8776 instead of 886, 8876. But yeah, no clue when I'll play Cartographers again, but could be tomorrow, could be in a week. But today we got the idea from another fellow streamer, Dave. So thanks for the tips there, Hopeless. I mean, this was pretty much all you. You won the game for us. But no, that's good. You think you could play by yourself just from watching one? That's pretty good. And this was like a pretty confusing expansion here that we played with. So yeah, the base game is really just like a map. You don't have like any of this. You don't have any of the scoring card, like the merchant card. You don't have any of the skill cards. You really enjoyed Cartographers. Good. I'm glad. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I'm glad you like it. It's actually pretty cheap, I think. And the app itself is cheap too. It's fun to play. Sometimes I do play with a friend of mine on stream, physical. So like he'll use his phone and set it up and draw, and then we'll play against each other. So it's not always solo, but I like playing solo, trying to see how high of scores I can get and whatnot. And then, like I said, there's week or monthly challenges on BGG for both Cartographers, the base game and the heroes. So yeah, Cartographers is definitely one of my favorites. I would like to get some other roll and write games though, because I have I've dabbled in the roll and write category, but so far this has been my favorite from this category of board games. But that's going to be it for the stream today. So I'm glad you learned something, and glad you liked it. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. Yeah, you too. Thanks again. Bye, everyone. Yeah, we only have one person.